All right, Wade, we are live on YouTube and on Zoom.
Thanks for being on. I know you guys really enjoyed last night. We had a lot of people on. I personally had three people on and probably about another 15 or so team members. So it was a really good, actually, it was an outstanding night. So today I decided I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of things. I want to talk about the platform, but many of you and a couple particular have asked me more than one time, tell us when you get on, what would you do if you were brand new and you were recruited into DAC? How would you go about launching your DAC business? And it's easy to say, well, I do it the DAC way. I'm going to show you what I would do in just a moment, but I'm also going to first tell you about the platform and go over a little bit of stuff about how this stuff works, and then I'm going to explain to you how I would go about starting day one with DAC if I didn't have any leads, didn't have anything. What would I do? And you're going to see that it's going to be exactly what we've been teaching, but I'm going to add a couple little things to extra work that I'm willing to do. One thing that I've never done before is in any organization that I've been in, most of the time I've usually owned them or started them, but the ones that I've been involved in, just like David, I think he told you the story. We actually walked the same stage at the same time with the same company one time, and didn't even know each other back then. I've never looked up for a enroller or someone else to help me be successful. I've never asked them for help because I realize they're probably overwhelmed getting their own business off the ground. I've always done it myself, and fortunately, you guys have an incredible opportunity to work with Upline. If you don't know who it is, you can always email and support and ask who your first Upline that's active, that's doing something is. Me personally, I didn't feel like I ever wanted nor needed that because of my personality. I knew that when like David said, when he was getting out of General Motors, I knew that I wanted more than I grew up with, and the only way I was going to get more is for me to be one of the key people in my life that make it happen versus depending on other people. So I'm going to quickly share my screen with you guys, and I am assuming that you can see it there, Morgan.
Yes, I can.
We talk about this all the time, but there are incredible benefits by having a marketing partnership between DAC and the Bank Breezy platform. First of all, again, it's a 100% online process. There's no hassles. It's quick decisions. We're marketing, or you're marketing, I should say, one of the most needed success tools ever for small business, and that is working capital. And the great thing about it is people can't go to that platform and receive funding directly. You have to be tied to someone, a broker with DAC. Every single funding is going to receive a commission. Somebody's going to get paid, and we pay it the very day after we receive funding. So every single day commissions go out. The only really requirement you have is get the word out. And now the whole thing is, well, that's great, but how do I get the word out? And I'm going to tell you how I do it. Some of you have seen this 100 times, and you're going to say, well, there are certain things I don't want to do. Well, to get what other people have, you got to be able to do what other people won't do or will do. You're going to have to do some things that everybody talks about networking, but the biggest word in network is work. You got to work. You got to do things every day. This morning, I met with an incredible guy. I'm sure he's on today, and he has got the ability to explode this thing on a national basis. He's got some incredible contacts. He's a high class guy, but he was on last night. So people that follow through and commit to being successful are the ones who are going to be successful. Guys, our clients come back 4 to 6 times for additional funding. Heck, man, ask Carl with a K. His very first funding of 95,000 came back within a month or so, and got another 200,000. It's just the way this works. Our platform is what it's all about. It's going to find the best offers. It's going to be super fast process. The only time we slow down is when the client slows down on getting us the information that we need, or they simply can't make a decision on whether or not they want the funds. But if they want it, it'll be just as fast as Carl K's with a K. You submit the deal by 10 o'clock. We got them an offer by noon, and we funded it by mid-afternoon. It's just that fast. I love this this right here. This is what you see whenever, if you're a client and you're looking to receive funding, they'll go to your page and you see this. What this represents is you got all these 20 providers there, and the red is some that just didn't want to make an offer or turned it down, and the greens are the ones who said yes. What our job is to go through that and find out which are the best 1 or 2, sometimes 3 offers that have been made by our lending partners. Sometimes it's one lender that's so far ahead of everybody else that there really isn't anybody else that can be number 2. But let's say they gave us a $150,000 offer. We would not show just 150. We would show 150, 125, 100, maybe 75. Give them the options, so it's not, do you want this, yes or no? Which is more of which one of these options best fit your funding needs right now? We've got a 20 or more lenders on the platform, and the only reason I'm putting these out there is because David spoke about them. I mean, you got like the A lenders of OnDeck, Incredibly, and Rapid. You got the B lenders like Vox Funding and Spartan Capital. And you got the C and D lenders like Alexio Capital. These are just a sampling of who we got. Now, the difference between an A lender and a B lender is an A lender will only do a first position. They won't consider a second or more, and they're going to give you extremely good offers. That's where you're going to get most of the select funding offers from. And we got more A lenders than this. This is just a few of them. And I've got a kind of a scratchy throat, so I'm going to have to keep drinking water, guys. And then you have the B lenders that normally just want a second position or first or second, and they'll take that second position with an offer almost as good as an A lender. And then you've got the C and D that will take some of the lower trucking and real estate and some things that, and I shouldn't keep saying real estate because we're really starting to get incredible offers on the real estate side. So this is just kind of how things work through the system. Whenever your client goes to your web page and this is what they're going to see, which I think is so nice. And what a great job David and Tyler and the whole team have done on this. And when you hit that apply now button, it's just going to go directly to the platform. They're going to put some needed information. They're going to apply. They're going to get matched to the best options. Boy, I love option where it says step 2, get matched to your best funding options and then access your funds. They ask a few more questions. They go through the process. And David put this on the board one time, but I'm going to quickly go over it very fast. You got the application there. You notice that's a U.S. flag and a Canadian flag there on the app. So you're going to decide which one that you're going to be trying to, where you're located. You're going to ask a couple questions the name of the bank, the personal or business banking, which is it, in the last 90 days, what is your revenue, your FICO score, the best that you can come up with. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a loan or advance, or are you looking for a line of credit, or are you looking for both? We're asking all these questions, and in I'm not going to go through the rest of this, but that determines the flow of a file, whether it's 3 to 5,000 and they got a personal bank account. It's going to go to Giggle. That's instant. There's no human beings getting involved. You got tech support, you got customer support online, you got all that they're going and they're going to handle for you, but not any manual human support. Then you got the ones that are less than 15,000, 5 to 15, really 5 to 14,999, and they've got a bank account that they've been in business for at least 6 months. And they want the instant funding. And then we got the bigger funding, the 15 and higher. That goes to us. Once we handle that file, again, you're out of the picture on all this. Once we handle it, you're going to keep getting these various emails as it goes through the system. The offer presented, offer accepted, contract sent, contract signed, funded, all the other different things that are taking place in it. But the whole question is, Wade, what would you do if this was your first week with DAC? Well, before I get into jumping on, okay, the best leads, warm market, second best, other leads, I can't even think about leads yet. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to comb through that welcome letter. I'm going to watch the Get Started training. I'm going to go into my back office and I'm going to mark down all these very important things right here, like the Monday leadership, the Tuesday team, the Wednesday funding, the Thursday payment processing, the Friday agent update. And I'm going to make sure that as best that I can, I'm going to be tied into those. That's important. I'm going to learn that Zoom account of DACZoom.com, what the YouTube is. I'm going to learn all of this stuff and go through the training before I ever even think about how I'm going to get a prospect. I'm going to go into my agent resource center. I'm going to go to the funding training. I'm going to watch every video I can. Now, this is a lot to do, but see, I'm not going to do this on a part-time basis and not make money. If I'm going to start out part-time, I got to know everything I can, so I have an advantage over most everybody else out there. I'm going to look at that quick funding reference sheet, go page to page to page and learn what that is about. And then I am going to look at all these scripts that are already there for me, and I'm going to put it in my own words, and I'm going to have all of those available before day one, before I start making live knock on door calls, before I ever make my first phone call, before I ever do my first text or email. And then I'm going to go order my Connect card. See, this is a step that everybody seems to want to just leave out. I don't know how you guys can go out there and talk to people and actually get funding without a Connect card. I don't make a nickel off of them, but I'm telling you this, I certainly could not be successful without them, me personally, because I do more of one-on-one than I do online. And if I'm going to do online and I don't do a lot of that, then I'm going to get all these social media posts and watch all these videos and find out which one best fits my personality. And once I've got all this knowledge in my head, now I'm ready to figure out, well, let's talk about the leads. Well, DAC tells me my best lead source is my warm markets, these businesses that I already do business with on a daily basis. Then I'm going to put together, which I would strongly encourage you to do, of everybody that you do business with, whether it's your cleaners, whether it's your you stop at a gas station and you get gas, whoever, a printer, whoever you do business with on a daily basis, those are the people that you need to write down. I'm personally going to write down my list of warm market, and guess what? I still have not gone through my warm market because I meet people all the time, and I'm so busy in my life that I seem to forget that my warm market's way bigger than I ever thought it was. And then the second best lead is to meet, greet, and inform. This is the part that requires you to have those Connect cards. I know that most people will say, well, I can do this and I can just tell them about it and I'll give my business card. A business card doesn't do anything for people. I do the 6x9. I want to make sure they got that card. It's different. It's big. It's really a walking billboard for me. So I'm definitely going to use that. I don't do Facebook, but I am joining now the chambers of commerce, any association I can be a part of. And if I decide I want to be in a BNI group, then that's what I'm going to do. Because see, I know that there's a reimbursement program with through Bank Breezy and DAC up to $500 on all those memberships. All I've got to do is produce, and I can earn that. So it essentially over a year is not going to really cost me any money except my time. And the time is the one thing that I can do, and I'm going to follow what the leadership of David Allen Capital has been telling me. Don't go there as a poacher. Go there as somebody who wants to be part of that community. You want to be a fabric of that community. You want to be woven into that community of all those folks. Now, I'm going to start my meet, greet, and inform process. I am going to go to if I was in Atlanta, I wouldn't even be downtown Atlanta. I would go into the next smallest town I can find. Like here in South Carolina, I'm going to go down to Pelzer, South Carolina, and I'm going to knock on every door there, and I'm going to really hone my craft, the ability to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and not get tired of it, be able to do it in my sleep with or without the card. But until I have the card, I got that billboard right there that I'm going to use. And then when I finish that town, I'm going to go to the next. I'm not going there to sell anything because 99% of the time they're not going to say, oh my goodness, thank God you're here. I need funding. Well, guys, they got customers there. They got their employees. They don't want them to know that there's a issue financially, because you don't want to bring fear into the community. I am going to work my neighborhood. I'm going to put my advertisement anywhere and everywhere I can. I got plastic stands there that Joyce and I made up. I go to in my local Main Street America, meet, greet, and inform. I go door to door and pass those things out as I just told you. But more importantly, I'm going to find some high traffic areas. I may only get one of these, one lead in 6 months out of that, but that's one lead I wouldn't have had. I go to car washes because there's hundreds of people that go through, literally thousands in a week, in these really nice car washes. I'm going to go to places like doctor's office. I go to my chiropractor and say, hey, listen, I know you get a lot of business people here. Would you mind if I put this in a section? Wherever you can think of this high traffic. You can also put these cards out on bulletin boards in restaurants you go to. There's just so many places that you can put these cards out. I haven't done this but one time, but I kind of felt awkward the first time, but now I think I would feel very comfortable going out there and do windshield marketing. This is what some folks like Nick and Matt, some other people have been doing. They go out and they go to these Lowe's parking lot. You take a picture of a truck there, and if you don't, you can put something in the windshield, but you can literally keep your phone out. That's a great marketing tool. And take these pictures of trucks that are driving by. And then you use the script that we've already given you, which is, hey, you don't know me, but I just passed your truck. What a great looking wrap you have there. Listen, I don't need any home improvement, but I do need to ask you, do you work as far as Clemson, all the way over to Spartanburg, down to up to Asheville, or down to Clinton? Do you work those areas? And regardless of what they say, well, great. Then I'm going to tell some people about that. And if you don't mind, I just want to get your email and your phone number. And oh, by the way, my name is Wade. I'm the funding director for this area for David Allen Capital. We love to help small business people just like yourself. If you guys ever have a great idea, the banks are just not lending money unless you've got perfect credit and you want to put up all this collateral. But if you would like to maybe there's too much month at the end of the money, or you got a good idea you want to implement, I want you to think about us, and I'm going to email you some information and text it to you. Guys, it's really that simple. You're not selling anything. And I do the same thing with Valpak. I just got a brand new pack of Valpak in today. And when we get off of this presentation, I'm going to open it. I'm going to go through each one of them and make sure I get rid of all the regional and national ones, only have the local ones, and I'm going to call them. I'm going to say the exact same script you just heard me say when I took a picture of the truck. But this time it's, hey, I got the Valpak. I don't need roofing right now, but let me ask you something. Do you work? And I do the exact same presentation for that. I'm going to join the chamber. And let me tell you why, because I've been told if I'm brand new by David Allen Capital and his leadership, that it works. There are people I know, Erica, a lot of them. Erica's one of our great reps. She got a couple of really large fundings by being a member. You got people like Ellen Wynn, who is, they participate in the chamber to a level of I don't know if she was the president or CEO of the chamber, not the CEO, but I think she might have been, she was an officer of the chamber on the board. And when you get in these chambers, you gotta work it. You got to be part of the community, not a poacher, not someone who goes in there and says, hey, who can I get funding from? You got to go to the ribbon cuttings, do all these things, and it's going to give you opportunities to meet people. If you only get 3 or 4 fundings an entire year, remember, you got an opportunity to get reimbursed through our program. If you just got to be successful in working that group. And by the way, they've got a business directory. I know Greenville certainly does, that you have access to, and it gives you another reason, as David talked about so much, of being able to say, hey guys, you don't know me, but I just joined the chamber, or I've been part of the chamber. I just want to introduce myself, let you know that we're going to be telling everybody about your services. And oh, by the way, I'm the funding director, and I go into the same spiel that I do every single time that I talk to someone. The Home Builders Association is another one. You got to be a member of that. I can't imagine you guys not joining these associations like Home Builders, because one of the top funding organizations that we do are in construction. That is the greatest industry that we have, because so many of them need money quickly, and they need it and they don't really have the collateral to put up and get up a big line of credit. They're not able to do, unless they're huge construction people. Most of them are plumbers, electricians. I had a guy today come this morning early at my home to do a spray in it. He's going to do a spray wash all over my patio and front porch and all. These people need funding because they're independent, hardworking folks. And by the way, now we're in the season for landscaping. This is going to be the time you need to hit them up really heavy. And by the way, when you become a member of the Home Builders Association, like here in Greenville, you automatically are a member of the state and the national association. They got membership directories too, that you do exactly the same thing that you do everywhere else. You introduce yourself. There are all these small business expos all over the country. You don't have to go get a booth in these things. What you can do is you can attend. Most of the time it's for free. Get these postcards, walk through. This Small Business Expo happens all over the United States at different times. You can go and visit them. Carl with a K, that guy is so incredible. He and his team, they work these things like a job. I found this online. It's on the bus. It is a virtual trade show. They're all small business people. I was going to go do it, but I'm not tech savvy, because these are all virtual trade shows of small business people. I talked to the owner, and he said, listen, you're exactly what these people need, capital. And the reason I didn't do it is because I went through the training, and you have to have an avatar, because that's who you represent. That's what you are. You literally, excuse me, I've got to get some more water. You literally are in a virtual trade show, and you get to talk to them about what they're offering. And most of them, if not all of them, are small business. And you can be the only funder in those trade shows. So go look these things up. This one's March the 13th between 2 and 5. Again, I don't know enough about being online to be successful at this, but it certainly is something you can be successful at. BNI clubs, these BNI, I shouldn't call them clubs, BNI groups. I'm going to tell you right now, this is work because they don't let you sit on your rear when you join them. You're going to come in, pay for your membership, and they expect you to provide leads to their members because they're going to provide you leads. If you're the only funder in these groups, you're going to get good leads. But again, you can't, if you miss 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to tell you it's just not for you and boot you out. You got to work. But the power of referrals is crazy in those. I don't know anything about online LinkedIn, but I'm going to learn. And this is another thing that I would probably try to do if I was really going to hit that particular entity. One thing I do is I work this Craigslist, not only locally, but nationally. I want you to look at this Craigslist. Look under services. When you go into services, you go to small biz ads. I go to these small biz ads, and here's what it looks like, folks. When you click on one, it says bush hogging, underbrush clearing. They don't want you soliciting things to people, but I call them. Their phone number is at the very bottom, that 864 number, and I say, hey, listen, you don't know me, but it's the same spill I do before. I don't need bush hogging, but I got some people. How far will you travel? Will you go to Clinton? Will you go to Clemson? Will you go Spartanburg? Do you mind me telling some other people about you? And oh, by the way, my name is Wade. I'm the funding director. And I do that same spill with every single one of them. And if I knew how to do Facebook ads and that sort of thing well, I would do it, but they'd probably lock me up inside whatever they call Facebook, whatever, because I wouldn't know how to do it properly. But there are a lot of you on here that know how to do it. And guess what? All of the ads and everything you do, just go to David Rutz's page and watch what he does. Emulate him. Let your all your friends and the people that come to your page know what you do for a living. But here's something I would never do. All these merchant cash advance leads, anywhere from $1 to $60. You don't need to do that. Just do everything that we just talked to. Go through the warm market, then do the meet, greet, and inform, and then join these organizations. And remember, we got incentives in place. Join the chamber, get the right amount of funding, and then you're going to get reimbursed. So I just I'll stop sharing right now. This is a little longer than I normally go, but I just want to let you know that's what I would honestly do, and I mean it. If I was brand new in this business, you have to follow the DAC way. And David's working on a lot of things that are going to get even more and more leads, but he's going to vet them out. I just got my Valpak, by the way. Yesterday, my wife said, I know you want this. I won't throw it away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this Valpak. And when I open the Valpak, I know that there are a lot of companies in here. Look at all these. That's about 50 some. Crab legs. This is a national one. Nah, I'm not going to do it. This right here is local. I'm going to take care of that one. It's a lot of small business people, like the guy doing my power washing my front porch. So if anybody has any questions, any comments about anything that I just said, I'd love to talk to you. Maybe you didn't get much out of this, but I tell you, I get excited about talking. There is no way in God's green earth you should go a week without having a prospect with everything I just showed you. Okay, we got some
Great stuff,
hands up.
Wade. Yep, we do have some hands up. Ellen Wynn, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Hello, my friend.
Hey, Wade, man, what an excellent training today. This needs to be uploaded into the Agent Resource Center right under the business funding training, because I think you hit all of the high points of how to do it, where to go, and, the key points of being successful in this industry. Hey, I wanted to ask, You made a comment about we're starting to see a lot of funding offers in the real estate space. Can you elaborate on that? That's not real estate backed, is it? Can you elaborate so everybody understands?
Yes, I will. No, it's not real estate. Remember, we're non-collateralized signature funding guys. We don't do anything with collateral. Basically, what I'm talking about is people that have property management, people that may be house flippers, that sort of thing. We're not going to go out. It's still revenue based. So if someone calls me and says, I got $2 million worth of property, well, I'm the wrong person to talk to because we don't do anything based on property. But I'm just saying that in the past, even house flippers or property management, they were tough. Not now. Hey, you may know a trailer park or a mobile home park, I should say. We're in the South, they're trailers. But when they're in a classy place like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, then they're mobile homes. But if you have a park and you've got a management there, they need money all the time for cleaning and a lot of different things. We can help get them funded where we used to not be able to do people that are in the house flipping business or whatever, but never do we take property and never do we're not a real estate funding. Is if you're in that industry with property management, that's what I was talking about.
All right, we've got one more hand up. Matt Dehame, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Wade Cordell. Mr. On the spot today. Fantastic. I agree with Ellen, and it should definitely be part of the funding training. I would just add one thing, and you probably know what I'm going to say. When you're not able to get out, when you're not able to get out like I am, and Nick, you mentioned us right earlier in the call about getting into a direct belly-to-belly situation with a business owner with those Connect cards. Anybody on this call hasn't done or ordered them is who's in the States, by the way. I'm not in the country. But when I am, I absolutely have those with me everywhere I go. You just can't not be with them. You have to have them. You walk up to your gas station, there's a landscape truck, pulls up next to you, hand it to them. Hey, you don't know me directly. I see your truck. You're the owner. Great. Here's my card. Check this out and see if it's going to help. Only want to work with businesses just like yours. Whatever. Have a blessed day. There's nothing to this. You don't have to get into a long, protracted presentation. All you need to do is let them know I help businesses just like yours. Here's my card. Check it out. Everything's on here. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. Have a blessed day. Have a great day. They're like looking at it. Now, I've observed the people and they're like, all right, what the heck was this? And they start reading it. And I've taken pictures of them and the number on their truck, like you suggested, right? Because I'm going to call them later. But I see them reading my card in their picture. And I call them. Now, by the way, that landscape truck that you had in your image, I've already texted them, found the owner's name, and sent them an email, by the way, the one in Connecticut, Rhode Island. Sorry about that. So you have to be diligent. Yeah, it's Camp Post. So I'm just going to say, I don't have I'm not complaining, but the fact is some people probably on here may be disabled. They can't get out. They can't do certain things. They can't get to the chambers. Go to Google. It's like a buffet, right? There are millions of businesses in the United States. I just can't get over how many, but you just go to any city, pick a name, pick a small town, choose an industry. Wade said landscaping or, dry cleaners, whatever. Pick an industry you're familiar with that you can relate to, right? Because you said construction, which happens to be our number one funding amount, right? Our larger funding approvals, right? For the larger businesses. But talk to a landscaper who's out there doing a roof. Okay, maybe some of the gals on here don't feel comfortable talking to a landscaper. Call your nail salons, right? Or your restaurant owner. You pick an industry, a chiropractor, and then work that industry in that area and call all those businesses. You just go to, a search. Pick it up, and what you're going to see, what I've been doing lately, is go to your Google. You see all the names of those towns, all the names of the businesses in that area that come up with on the map, right? And you see them, and you click on them, and you'll see reviews. And the reviews will generally, not always, but show that John was great in his tea, blah, blah, blah. John's great in his, so now you know who you're going to be asking for. Huge advantage. You're calling up that business like, John, you don't call, is this John? John, this is Matt with DAC. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time. Yeah, he's searching in his mind. Do I know Matt at DAC? He said, hey, how are you? He's not going to say, is this John? Oh, hi. You don't know me directly. Well, sometimes it's okay to let them think they know you. Just, I really didn't want to take much of your time. I just saw your ad, blah, blah, blah. Here's why I'm calling. We help you. Where can I shoot my website out for you to take a look at this and see how it's going to help? Done. They're going to say yes most of the time. They're not going to say no. They don't know. People don't want to lose opportunities. Remember, psychology. It really is. They don't want to lose something they might benefit from. Listen, you may or may not need this now, but you might. So I just needed to let you know. Okay, so that's an open-ended proposition. So you're basically opening your mind. It's called in my old sales profession, what I used to do on the phone, it's called the open mind qualifier. And that psychology is, okay, I'm not going to shut the door on this possibility. I might need them. Yeah, and it's great. Now you have somebody you can have a relationship with at the end of that conversation. By the way, and this, I've helped hundreds of lawn care companies like yours, not just in your area, but in all 50 states. When would be just check out your email and feel free to call me. Save my contact information on your phone. Why do I do that? When you follow through, I hate to follow upward. When you follow through with them, they have you on that call, or if somebody does, they're very serious. So after you can sort, basically. So if you're making enough calls, you're going to sort the better quality people, invest your time. So budget, economize your time with the people that are more receptive. So in my review, I'm just doing this because Wade, I've got hundreds of clients, right? On the phone mostly. And so what I do is make your list and just work that area that day. So that's a good project, right? For anybody. Just, you can't get out of your house. You got a computer, you got a phone. That's what you do. And don't be shy. Don't be timid. Don't be intimidated by the fact that you don't know them. It's not important. What's really important is I made a Facebook post yesterday. It really hit me when I heard this super successful woman. She owns 5 businesses, multi-millionaire. And she basically said about sales what her success philosophy was. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes when you're talking to them. Don't be, I've got this, you need to hear about it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're going to lose. That's a losing effort. Just think, okay, they're busy. I'm calling somebody, be considerate, be empathetic. So the word is empathy. Yeah, we're going to help these businesses. You're going to make money, but do they need you? Well, you're going to find out. Help them recognize the need. It's called need awareness. If they don't need you, that's fine. They may know somebody who does. Don't blow it. Don't go at them like you have to have this. No, they may not need it, right? They may get bank funding, which is about 1 in 5, or whatever. So they don't all need you, but the ones that do will be receptive to your approach, unlike the people you're competing with, which are these, what do we call them? Poachers, you said, or predator type of, they're not us. So disassociate yourself quickly from those people, because guys, these are the people they're getting they're getting battered with. Battered is a good word. So they're getting harassed. You're not them. So don't feel like you're imposing. If you're empathetic, you care about them, and you understand you have a solution for them. You really do. We're the best. So the platform, Bank Breezy, the best. Nobody can beat us. Just know that. Once you go with confidence, you're going to be like, all right, I can do this. I can actually make these calls. And guess what? Lo and behold, you're going to see a receptive person on the other end of that, on the other end of that phone line, and they're going to want to talk to you at least briefly, at least consider what you're saying, and send them your contact. That's it. I have to add that, Wade. So great job today, man. That's
And
it.
by the way, Matthew, just so you know, that construction company, I got the 100 plus with multiple lenders, but I was going to make the offer with you this morning, and an A lender called me and said, I think we want to make an offer. So they called me this morning when I was meeting with one of my local brokers, and I said, absolutely, and I'll have you something today. Guys, I really appreciate your time. I don't take it lightly. I know how valuable it is. But those are not made up things that I do. If I'm a new rep, even not a new rep, this is how I have to work, because I don't have time I'm not going to go buy leads. I'm not going to go waste money when I am much better one-on-one than I am as far as over the phone. So guys, have a great rest of the week. Be sure to be on tomorrow at 11:30 for David, and he will be going over the merchant services, and God bless you. Have a